Hi, everyone. It's Deb Muller, and I'm here for another edition of 2 Minute Matters. And I'm really excited because my guest, I can't believe we haven't had you on yet. Everyone, I want to introduce you to Michael VanDervort, a friend, colleague, expert. Michael is a staff member at LRI Consulting Services, and you may also know him or hear his voice from the amazing podcasts Drive Through HR and Left of Boom. So check those out. But
Thanks.
first and foremost, you are a labor relations specialist or expert, really, and we're so excited to have you here.
Glad to be here. Thanks for having me today.
Yeah, I can't imagine what we're going to talk about. There's just nothing going on, is there? How will we fill 2 minutes, Michael?
I have no idea. I could
Yeah,
practice my shell-shocked expression or something.
that's right.
It's
I
crazy.
know.
We're living in crazy
I
times.
know. Well, we're gonna try to get through 2025 in 2 minute increments, step by step. And so we're gonna start now. So I asked Michael to join us. So excited for him to join us to talk a little bit about some of the upheaval that's going on specifically in the NLRB. There's a lot going on in the EEOC as well, but I think we'll focus on the NLRB, what it means, how it's happening, and the impact that it could have on our workforces, and really maybe what we should be doing about it or thinking about.
Hmm.
All right, Michael, you haven't been here before, but the rules are simple. I turn this fancy timer on that I have to 2 minutes, and you start talking. And then the 2 minutes runs out, but you still keep talking because I don't like to shut off great conversation. But eventually we do. And then the person who ever edits this video gets angry at me because we're over 2 minutes. But it's all good. All right, so you ready?
Yep. Simple rules.
Simple rules. We keep it simple. All right, so I'm gonna start and tell us what the heck's going on.
So I was asleep on Tuesday morning or something. I don't know. I went to bed Monday night and the world was kind of calm. And then I woke up and checked email, which I'm prone to do, and I read that Jennifer Abruzzo, who was the general counsel for the National Labor Relations Board, appointed by Joe Biden, had been terminated from her position by President Trump, which frankly was a surprise because a lot of people thought she would be terminated on day one, as her predecessor was by Joe Biden. That was tested in court, and the court said that Biden had the right to do that. So everybody expected kind of a tit for tat from Trump, but he waited until day 7.
Wow, is that a win?
I think may show it where his priorities for
Yeah.
labor are. He had other things, immigration, other issues that were higher. But anyway, don't know. I don't know if it's a win,
Who knows?
but it's a big deal because it takes away a big driver of change at the NLRB
For
towards a
sure.
pro union stance by the organization. There was an event happened prior to the election where Lauren McPherson, who was the prior board chair, was not reconfirmed. She was nominated but not reconfirmed to her seat. And so the board had 3 members. Tuesday morning, when I woke up again and wrote a breaking news story about Jennifer Abruzzo being fired, about 10 minutes later, I see another headline roll off that said that Gwen Wilcox, who's a seated board member, had also been terminated by President Trump. And that was a surprise. A, because that's never happened in the almost 100-year history of the board before. And secondly, because it leaves the board without what's called a quorum. The board needs at least 3 seated members to function and do many of their required roles. So essentially, by firing the GC and one of the seated board members, President Trump and his administration put the board out of business on many levels. I mean, we're still gonna see petitions for election handled. We're still gonna see unfair labor practices adjudicated and stuff. But the board can't issue decisions and it can't resolve a lot of the issues that go to the highest levels. And until they appoint some new people to those seats and get them confirmed, that's basically stuck in the mud. And that's not really a great place to be if you're a labor relations professional, or certainly if you're not if you're in a labor union. It changes it changes the whole atmosphere of labor relations that we've been living in for the last 4 or 5 years.
And I've got to believe there's going to be no rush to fill those seats to make it
I
easier.
think no. I think not. There's also Gwen Wilcox has already indicated that she's going to test the firing in court, but that's going to take a while. It has to go to the Supreme Court. Who knows? The Supreme Court's very leans very heavily towards Trump, so we'll see. Unknown how to handicap that. They did the same thing with 2 EEOC
I was
Democratic
going to say it's
commissioners. Those
almost in
will those will go to
parallel.
court. So the EEOC is in very much the same. Don't want to go too far down that trail, but they're very much the kind of the same boat, and that may very well be what the Trump administration wants right now, kind of put a stop to a lot of that activity that they weren't in favor of and policies that they weren't in favor of simply by creating a void
Yeah.
for an unknown period of time.
Yeah, not a big surprise. And I think you're right on that. So what does this say, particularly for the NLRB to employers? I mean, my advice is, business as usual. Like we still have to keep doing the things we're doing and responding to union issues the way that they have been.
Yeah, I mean, this is not a time. So some employers will probably view this as a favorable thing. Jennifer Abruzzo was not well regarded by the employer community. She was definitely an ally to labor unions, which is it's fine. I mean, that's the way that system works. But it is definitely something where just because that imminent threat is gone, if you want to view it that way, it doesn't mean it's a time to kind of relax and let your guard down and assume you can stop doing all the things that you've been doing for a long time to make your workplace fair, equal. To your point, you want to stay the course, do things the right way, and act as if you still have concern about labor organizing if that's a potential issue for you.
Yeah. All right. So we're way over the 2 minutes because I
I
have
know.
so many other things to talk about. We're going to have you back.
I'd be happy to come back. Thanks for having me. Because yeah, this is a more meaty topic than 2 minutes can handle for
It
sure.
definitely is. We'll have to have the 2 long minutes, the 2 hour webinar. We'll get you back. But Michael, you're part of our community. I like having you here to kind of bring people up to speed on what's going on as an expert in that area. And thank you so much. And we'll have more to come.
Thanks, Deb. See you.
All right. Thanks. Bye bye.